Yes! Come on, you Blues! We did it! Get in there! Ah, my nerves, my heart is still pounding, but we did it. Blue Bridge here. So, welcome to Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1. Let's get into it, guys. Today, I felt like a fan again. I felt what it's like to support Chelsea Football Club. This season, we haven't had a lot to cheer about. Even when we have scored goals this season, I haven't been jumping up and down. But today was different. I was pacing up and down the living room when it was 2-1, and just thinking, because so much was depended on this result today. And so when we got that penalty, oh my word, I was just, the joy that I felt, and the cheers and the celebration at the end of that game. That's what it's like to be a Chelsea fan. I made a pre-match preview, and said how important this game was. Liverpool were there for the taking today, having won the league, but their possession, and the other thing is possession is 9/10 of the law, but it doesn't win you a game of football. So today, Liverpool had more of the possession, a lot more of the possession, and Chelsea, who want to be a possession-based football team, it proves that sometimes you don't need possession to win a game of football. And so the boys stepped up today. They all stepped up. Credit to all the boys, credit to the manager as well. But it's not over yet. We've got 3 games to go. But the way football is all about confidence, and we've been building on the confidence. And I've said it again, and I'm going to repeat myself. That goal, that Pedro Neto goal against Fulham in the last minute. If we get into the Champions League this season, don't underestimate that goal, because that brought us our mojo back. And losing is a habit, winning is a habit. So we've gone 4 games now, of winning streak, with Newcastle only getting a point today. If we beat Newcastle next week, it's going to be difficult, but if we beat them next week, then Champions League is more or less guaranteed. I know there's 2 other games to go, but I think it will be more or less guaranteed if we can beat Newcastle at Newcastle next week. Hopefully, Palace do us a favour against Nottingham Forest. So Manchester United, we hope they're all putting all their eggs in the Europa League basket. So I'm hoping that we can get it, but there's still work to be done. But we got off to the best start, the most perfect start, with the brilliant play by first Lavia, excellent play. Cole Palmer, brilliant movement by him. Passes the ball to Neto, great cross by Neto, great composure by Enzo Fernandez, and it was a superbly worked team goal. And that settled the nerves, because that one came in the first 10 minutes. I think that's the earliest time we've scored this season, if I'm not mistaken. But that settled our nerves. But then Liverpool started to gain a bit of momentum, a lot of possession. There's one period where they had 92% possession of the ball, but as I said, we defended resolutely. We had something to hold on to, so we defended resolutely throughout the rest of that half. And then in that second half, we got a buffer. We got a bit of a buffer. Again, Cole Palmer, who was running the show today, magical today. A superb performance by him. And it was his run which created a bit of confusion in the Liverpool backline. Van Dijk tried to clear the ball. It came off Quansah, gave us a lead in the 53rd or 54th minute. And that was it. We had a little bit of a buffer, and all we had to do is try and keep Liverpool at arm's length. And we were being sensible, as I said. We weren't going gung-ho. We were allowing Liverpool to come at us. We were defending deep, trying to prevent them from getting any space in behind. Mo Salah was pretty quiet today. But we always knew that there was going to be a spell when Liverpool came back and they started to bring on their big guns. And Conor Bradley started to get the better of Cucurella. Had him on toast for a while with his pace. But there was a danger. There was one danger sign, and that was from Van Dijk from corners, and we never learnt from it. And I said, what I was saying, I was counting down in minutes. We got to go to about 84, 85 minutes without conceding. But I was really annoyed by that, because just before that incident, Cole Palmer again, brilliant bit of play by him, and he had a shot hit the post. And I was thinking, I hope that doesn't come back to haunt us, because 3-0, the game would have been dead and buried. But then, as I said, Van Dijk gave Liverpool hope. And what is it with Chelsea? You know, this is the Chelsea of old. We can't just have a comfortable win. We always have to have a nervous finish, particularly when it had so much on the line. So they score that goal. But to be fair to us, once they score that goal, good substitution by Enzo by bringing on Reece James. Lavia was feeding it a bit. He came off. I want to speak about Lavia just a minute, actually. But then, so as I said, they didn't really have another chance after Van Dijk had scored that goal. We kept them at arm's length, and then the brilliant play by Moise Caicedo as well. He was superb when Lavia went off. He was brilliant, some lung bursting runs, and it was him who stole the ball, won the penalty. And I'm glad for Cole Palmer with a great game today, and he topped it off with a goal, and he scored a goal at the right time for him and for the rest of Chelsea. We've got 3 more games. That's going to do his confidence a world of good, especially with his performance as well, the performance and the goal. So I'm hoping that from here on in to the end of the season that he can continue playing in this rich vein of form. But the guy who makes us tick, I've got to give it to Lavia. Lavia is the main man. Had we had Lavia all season, we wouldn't be looking over our shoulder or wondering whether we can get top 4. Top 4 would have been guaranteed. He makes us so much better. The way he plays, the way he beats the press, the way his intelligent passing. As I said, it was his first time pass that led to that first goal as well. He puts out fires as well, and he's so calm and composed on the ball. I don't know. What we need to do is we need to get somebody in, I don't know if it's a physio, a doctor or somebody who can keep him fit. And that'll be our best signing next season. If we can get somebody who can get Lavia to play at least a minimum of 30 games this season. You know, we saw him, I know that Gary Neville on TV was saying it might have been a tactical sub, but he wasn't. You could see that he was gesturing to the bench to be substituted. And I knew that he's going to be off. I said, yeah, he's gesturing. Then a minute later, he came off and for gusto. But it was, as I said, he's the guy who just makes us tick. Add in a quality striker for me. Chalobah was excellent today, I thought. Chalobah and Lee and Colwell did well at the back. Still question marks over Nicholas Jackson. He was a bit hit and miss today. His shooting was a bit off par. He wasn't timing his runs, getting caught offside a few times. But as I said, we bring in a quality striker to give him a bit of help for next season, and a good, reliable, consistent defender. Yeah, but what our business in the transfer market, it all depends on getting into the Champions League, what we can afford as well. So that's why it's important for us to get into the Champions League. And what it does as well, we get into the Champions League and say a Newcastle don't, then somebody like Isak then becomes available. That's how important it is for us to get into the top 5 spaces. There's talk about us going after Ollie Watkins. If Villa don't make it, he's another option. But so happy today. You know, pleased, and I had all the emotions today, the nerves, the excitement, the joy. But as I said, all this would be in vain if we don't finish the business in our next 3 games. So we need to do that. We need to finish the job. We've done the hard work. We've got the hardest fixtures. But, you know, pressure's on Nottingham Forest now. Pressure's on Aston Villa. Pressure's on Newcastle. We've got momentum. Let's hope it continues. So, guys, stick your comments in the section below. What were your standouts in this great performance against Liverpool today? And don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. So up the Blues, come on, 3 games to go, you can do it, get it.